Hello and welcome. So in this video I want to talk about the upcoming year and how I'm going to tackle it financially so that I can save as much money as possible, I can spend within my means, and I can reach my goals of saving. Now, if you have been following my channel for a little while, you may remember some of my no spend challenge year updates that went from September 2016 to September 2017, so it's just ended. And in that whole year I set myself the goal of not spending any money, which obviously was pretty unrealistic because I still did want to enjoy myself. I wanted to go eat out every now and again. I wanted to be able to go to a music gig or go into the city or buy something every now and then if I really loved it or I needed to replace something. And so not spending any money at all was unrealistic. But I did have months at the same time where I was able to achieve that. The only problem I found is that I would have months where I spent 0 cents at all, and then I would have months where I spent $20, $30, $60, $80, and then I would kind of spend a lot of money on other months. And what I realized that because I would have months where I spent nothing, the month where I started to spend more money, I would kind of justify and be like, well, last month I didn't spend anything at all, so it's okay if I do it this month. And yeah, I don't know, it just ended up that I spent a lot more than I thought I did, and it's because I didn't really have a clear structure in place. You know, I had that goal, but I didn't really have a clear structure of how to meet that goal. And I wouldn't take back doing that year at all because I did learn a lot about how I spend money, what circumstances I spend money, like what is my motivators around spending money, what does my mood need to be like for me to spend money, how do I deal with the guilt of spending money, and also just, I don't know, working with it, like what is my personal relationship to money. So I did learn a lot about that. However, yeah, I wasn't able to meet my savings goals like I originally thought I would. So this year I do want to do something similar. However, I want to give myself a structure. I want to give myself some limits and some clear boundaries on how to work with this so that I do save as much as possible. So I'm going to be calling this the low spend challenge year just for the sake of it, but I am going to be working with a budget system. Now, I went on to the magical land of YouTube and I looked up how to save money and all these different techniques, and I came a lot around lots of different budgeting ways, and lots of budgets really worked for like families who are paying bills and were, you know, had these big budgets that they were working with. But because I'm just one person, I'm working with such a small amount, the one that really seemed to look good to me was the envelope system, which is also known as the clip system, which originally comes from a guy called Dave Ramsey and his daughter. So if you don't know what it is, it's basically you choose the categories where you tend to spend a lot of money in and that you want to be more aware of. So in my circumstance, I'm just going to choose all my categories of where I spend money, and then you allot each month a certain amount of money that you put into an envelope in cash and you put it in your wallet. And then sort of the theory is that if you're working with cash, you're less likely to want to part with it, and it's like scientifically or like psychologically it's harder to part with cash than it is to swipe your card. So I'm going to be doing that. However, I'm going to be using little binder clips, so you can kind of pick these up from, I don't know, your office or kind of anywhere in Staples. I just hope that you don't go spend money so that you can create a budget system, because I always find that kind of ironic. So if you can find some kind of free option, or if you use paper clips or you use pegs that you use to hang up your laundry, whatever it is that works for you, or if you just use the envelopes. So I just found some of these for free from my office, and then I also just had some Sharpies. These are actually belong to the house where I'm living in, and I just pretty much put the different color Sharpie on the top of the binder clip so I could see the difference of which category is which. So if you remember last year, I did a final sum up of where I spent all my money and how much I spent, which I can link the video so you can go watch it if you're interested. But basically I broke down all of my spendings into 3 different categories. I had food, I had experiences, and I had things. And it turns out pretty much most of my money that I spent just day to day went on food. I did spend a lot on the experiences, but it's also because I spent $500 on flights and $250 on Airbnb, which is why that was such a high category. But that was my vacation, so it was a little bit different for me. And then for things, I didn't spend as much, but I did spend enough. So I thought, okay, there are my 3 categories clearly, because they're the 3 things that I work out of. And so I decided to change it a little bit. So I have my 3 colors, I have a copper. This coppery color is clothes and things. I have a silver color, which is my experiences, and I have a gold color, which is my eating out. Now, if you remember at all my stipend and what I'm kind of doing, as I'm a volunteer, I am not working with a salary or anything like that. I'm just working with a stipend. And if you remember, last year I was getting $174 and then $82 put aside for my vacation that I didn't get to see until I went on my vacation. And because this is my 2nd year doing my volunteer work, I now get $225 and $114 put aside for my vacation. So for my budget, I am working with $225, and obviously my goal is to save as much of that as possible, so I will only be working with $25 a month as my budget. Now, this is my starting amount. I want to see if I can actually do that, work with that, and see how it goes, and then if I feel like I need to increase or whatever it is, then I will do that. So the way I've broken the $25 up is that I have $15 that's gonna be on eating out and on food in my food clip, and then I have $5 that's gonna be for experiences, and then I have $5 that's gonna be for like clothing or things that is in my little copper clip. So these are gonna be my 3 categories, and I know it's not a lot of money, but that's kind of the point for me because I'm really trying to save as much as possible. And I just want to see how I go to begin with. And my idea, I guess, is that I will, for example, not spend all my clothing or things category money for a couple of months, and then I'll finally go and buy something. So that is kind of my original idea, is hoping that I can also like work with saving things up and then go and purchase something. And my idea of having such a small amount of money is also so that I can really value it. You know, if I have to save up for 2 months to really go have a nice eating out meal, then I'm really going to value that experience more than as if I was just spending loads of money here and there. So anyway, that is where I'm at. Please let me know if you have any thoughts or ideas in the comments, and if you want to join me and get on board, I'm happy to answer any questions. I don't really know much about this system, but I am going to give it a go. Yeah, I hope you are having a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye!